Captain America Civil War came out in 2016. Shut up, no it didn't, it was like 9 months ago. Their end title sequence was created by Sarofsky, a Chicago-based outfit who specializes in title sequences. According to their blog, they built the sequence using Cinema, I'm guessing C4D, and composited in Nuke and finished in the now deprecated Autodesk Smoke. So does that mean the ability to recreate the title sequence is lost forever? No, of course not. This is in VFX history. You saw it at the start. I'm currently recording this using the beta version of After Effects, as this allows for shadows from spotlights. But you can also do this using older versions of AE using what is now called the classic 3D renderer. I'll show you how later in the video. First things first, I've grabbed this concrete texture of pixels, and I'll make it 3D, and position this to fill the comp. This is going to be the floor or wall, obviously. Next, I'll use the text tool to add my text, and I've gone for a blocky, brutalist-y type font. And I chose a concrete color, C4C4BF. And then you should make it 3D and expand it on the timeline so you can see the geometry and material options. If you don't see the same options, make sure your comp is using the advanced 3D renderer. Set the extrusion depth to 40. To get the sides a little darker, use the tiny Animate menu and choose Side Color RGB. And then set the side color and Animate 1 to a darkish grey. I went with 52, 52, 50. Being 3D, I can use the gimbals to push the text into the concrete, which could be a cool effect to animate. Next, go to Layer, New Light, and make it a white spotlight. That can cast shadows. With your text layer selected, tap P to expose its position property. Then expand the spotlight. Use its point of interest pick whip to link to the text position, so no matter where we place the spotlight, it will always focus on the text. Well, I just learned that spotlight is one word according to Google Docs. Now, if I move the light around, we start to get the basics of the effect. The closer the light is to the concrete, the longer the shadows. Expand the light options and set the cone angle to 50 degrees and make sure the feather is 50%. As the light moves, we'll need to animate these settings, so set keyframes for them. Then set the fall off to smooth and drop the radius to just 2. But increase the fall off distance to a whopping 11,000. Now, while it's already kind of cool, the shadows aren't as long as we need, but that's okay. As next, we're going to go to the text layer, expand it until you can see material options, and set both cast shadows and accept shadows to off. And now let's add our shadow caster. I'm adding my channel logo here. I'll make it 3D, and then to position it, I'll open up the transform properties, and then I'll drag the Y value of the anchor point up until it is at the bottom of the image. Then I'll make it a child of my text layer and zero out the position. I'll set the text rotation to 90 degrees. And in material options, set cast shadows to only. This turns off the layer's visibility but leaves its shadow in place. Now between the text width and the shorter base for the plant pot, you can see that there's an odd mismatch. I'm going to right click on the cactus and choose Pre-Compose, and I'll leave all attributes. In the new pre-comp, I'll use the shape tool to add an oval to the base. Just make sure this image isn't selected before you do this. And then I'll go to Effect, Blur and Sharpen, Bassbox Blur, and set the blur radius quite high. And then just switch between the two comps, adjusting this blurry base until it looks right to you. And that's the trick. For the trailer at the start, as well as moving the camera, and adding my quick cheats template, I also added some cracks. To do this, I duplicated the concrete layer and added the advanced lightning effect. I set the type to direction. In core settings, I set the radius to 7 and the opacity to 100%, and set the color to black. In the glow settings, I drop the radius to its lowest it will go. In Advanced 3D, you can't use track mattes, so I turned off the visibility on the lightning duplicate and then selected the original concrete floor. Then I went to Effect, Channel, Set Matte, and pointed this to the lightning layer with the effects and masks, and set it to Invert, which gave me this fractal crack. I duplicated the concrete layer again, removed the Set Matte effect, and placed it back in Z space to get this shallow crack look. For the bits of rock and other debris, I downloaded a few asteroids from Sketchfab and placed those in the scene. The whole project is linked in the description, along with a link to a text version. I know it's sometimes easier to follow along at a pace of your own choosing. The links are pay what you wish, so free, unless you want to support me like Gemini MF did. Thank you. But I did promise at the start that you can do all of this in older versions of After Effects. Roll chapter particle thingies. Truth be told, the shadows only trick works in classic 3D exactly the same as it does in advanced 3D. What's different is how we make the text have 3D depth. Here's a new comp with the concrete image texture set in 3D space. And I've also added a spotlight with its point of interest set to the center of the comp. And I've also added a camera. And here's my 2D text layer. I'll not make this a 3D layer. Instead, I'll go to Effect, Simulation, Shatter. And Shatter is a proper old school 3D shatter effect, but we can use it to add depth to letters and have it not shatter. And it will respond to the comp camera. And I'll immediately set the view to rendered. If I scrub the timeline, you can see the pieces already have depth, but there's no edges. In shape, I'll set pattern to custom and point the effect to the text layer. And I'll set the extrusion depth to 1. In Force 1, I'll drop the strength to 0, and that takes care of the shattering. But it still falls, so in physics I'll set the gravity to 0 too. That's as well, not 0.2. In textures we can take care of the sides by setting the side mode dropdown to colour, and you can change the colour from white to grey. Now all we need to do is add in our shadow pre-comp as before, and in material options we'll set cast shadows to only, and accept shadows to off. And there you go. 3D text, just like a decade-old movie. Shut up, no it's not.